And so we are now officially in the year 2023, and with that, I think now is a great time to talk about the potential schedule for the year 2023. We've laid it out on your screen right now, and we are going to talk about it, but do have our understanding is that this is a predicted schedule. This isn't confirmed, and trying to guess the next 24 set of banners is going to be quite hard. But having said that, whether we are right or wrong, the main point of this video is to serve as a discussion on when we can expect our next set of hype banners, big banners for example, and especially if you are a new player just starting the game in 2023, when should you be saving your orbs? And before we do have a look into a predicted schedule, again, the best way to spend your orbs is to spend it on the more limited banners. So banners like Spirits Are Fair With You, 1000 Year Blood War, and also Burn the Witch, especially Burn the Witch since it's on the more rarer sides. Those are the characters that are traditionally better than most characters in the game, and at the same time, they are significantly rarer. So as a free-to-play player, as always, the best time to spend your orbs is on those more limited banners like those free banners I just mentioned. Additionally, it's also worth mentioning, the best way to play the game Bleach Brave Souls, as with any game, is to play with characters you enjoy. Just because a character is OP or limited doesn't mean you should pull for them if you don't like the particular character. If they release a premium character that's kind of just mediocre but it's your favorite character, then by all means go for them, do what you have to do, summon for your favorite character. It is a collection game at the end of the day, and the best way to play it is to play with your favorite characters. But do understand, as a content creator, I do have to specify, the best time to spend your orbs is always going to be on those limited banners like the three I mentioned, Safui, 1000 Year Blood War, and also Burn the Witch. So with that said, now let's have a look at our predicted schedule. Now what we have done here is we have a box with two types of characters. The top left is going to be your mid-month banner, which always gets announced on the 13th and then releases on the 16th, and then the bottom right is going to be your end-of-month banner, which usually gets announced on like the 27th and releases at the end of the month. In January's case, mid-month of January has always been a premium banner. This is actually going to get announced in like 2 or so days time, and this will be our first banner of the year. Most of the time, as you can see in this schedule, mid-month is most likely going to be a premium banner. They could surprise us every now and then and give us a random seasonal, but most of these times these mid-month banners are going to be premium characters, giving us characters from the original Bleach series. But moving on from that, having a look at our potential first end-of-month banner for the year 2023, in this case, it's most likely going to be a seasonal banner giving us new female characters. Now, for the last 5 or so years, end-of-month of January has always been a Valentine's-themed banner. Whether it's Valentine's itself, Machine Society, or Cacao Society, it's always a banner for KLab to give us females in seasonal outfits. Even last year when KLab did something a tad bit different, giving us Lunar New Year, it's still technically a Valentine's type of banner because it's still giving us female characters in a seasonal outfit. So the same thing could happen this year. We could get another Lunar New Year banner, which is what I'm expecting, and it's most likely going to feature 3 or 2 female characters. Moving on to February, not much to say about the mid-month banner. It's most likely going to be a premium, but then end of month of February is where you should be directing your eyes at, because traditionally, end of month of February has been our first limited banner of the year, our super limited banner like 1000 Year Blood War, Khan for Your Own World, Spirits Are Fair With You, for example. Last year, it was Beyond Bankai, Yoruichi, and Soifon, and the year before that was Khan for Your Own World. So I'm fully expecting here to get either a Safui banner or a 1000 Year Blood War banner. I think the most likely outcome is that it might be Spirits Are Fair With You. And speaking of Spirits Are Fair With You, we have 2 characters left for this collaboration, Mayuri and also Gin. The likelihood of them appearing in this particular banner is actually very high, so if you are someone that wants to pull for those characters, you might want to start saving now. Now, even having said that, do understand that KLab potentially confirmed new Safui characters in the most recent dev diary. You can see the message on your screen. It really depends on how you read it. Like, this can easily be read as new Safui characters, or at the same time, they could just be talking about Mayuri and Gin. I'm still 50-50 on it because I feel like if it was confirming new Safui characters, would they have not announced it on the Bankai livestream? I'm not entirely too sure, but if we do get more Spirits Are Fair With You characters, that's definitely going to flip up the schedule a tad bit, because it will be giving us more limited banners. But again, that is yet to be seen. We'll find out as we do go into the year 2023. But for Mayuri and Gin fans, again, might want to start saving your orbs now. But moving on to March, as January end of month was going to be a banner dedicated to female characters for Valentine's, March is going to be the month for seasonal male characters. Now, last year was actually a very rare exception when we got 2 seasonal banners dedicated for male fan service. Mid-month last year was a White Day banner with Aizen and Toshiro, and then the end of month banner was another like White Day themed banner, because it's not White Day by name, but Cacao Society for the most part, especially when it's only male characters. That's what you used to get for White Day back in like 2018, 2019, for example. But last year we did see the return of Cacao Society, and it did give us a Grimmjow no Gyura, so it's unknown if we're going to get another Cacao Society banner. It could be something new, but I think the likelihood of us getting at least one seasonal banner dedicated for males is very high in the month of March. Whether it's mid-month or end of month, we're not really too sure. But I'm going to go ahead and guess that it might be similar to last year, where end of month is going to be another seasonal banner dedicated for male characters. And in this case, mid-month of March might just be a normal premium banner. And then we get to April, which we might see our first sign of a 1000-year Blood War banner. April mid-month is most likely going to be a premium banner, and that means end of month is going to be a limited banner. And again, 1000-year Blood War I think is the most likely case. There's two main reasons for that. For starters, Golden Week. Golden Week, to my knowledge, is a celebration in Japan, and for the most part, as someone that doesn't live in Japan, usually in a bunch of different gacha games, even outside of BBS, this is a time for those games to make a really exciting and hype banner to get in a lot of money, because people are celebrating in Japan, and gacha games like BBS usually like to go big at the end of April. We saw it last year with the Triple Kenpachi banner, and I'm definitely expecting a very hype banner for this end of month of April in the year 2023. And potentially further proof on why it might be 1000-year Blood War is that, again, we did get confirmation, this was a few years ago, so it could be a tad bit different now, but this was by an ex-KLab employee, is that KLab developed characters 6 months in advance. And with that understanding, that would probably explain why 2022 did not end with 1000-year Blood War, and why we didn't get any 1000-year characters based off the anime while the anime was airing. That was a big question ending the year. Where is 1000-year Blood War? And I feel like the simple and most likely answer is that KLab are still making the characters. While it's true that KLab are going to get episodes early, sometimes these episodes are animated right up until release. And if KLab want to make these next set of 1000-year Blood War characters based off the anime, then they need to see the anime animated, right? It's that simple. This is something new for BBS. Every past 1000-year character has been based off the manga, and yes, that does include Round 16. While it does appear they are anime characters, in a way they're kind of fake anime characters because they are based off the manga, they're just using the anime color scheme. If you actually look at their attacks and Soul Bomb, it's not referencing the anime whatsoever. And that probably explains why they were able to make those characters before episode 1 even aired, because again, they weren't referencing episode 1 of the anime. So with Golden Week in mind, happening end of month of April, with the idea that it's going to take around 6 or so months for KLab to develop those 1000-year characters based off the anime, this I think lines up perfectly for a very hype and exciting Golden Week celebration, and that's why I think 1000-year Blood War in April is the most likely outcome. Moving into May, again mid-month, most likely going to be a premium banner. End of month of May though, I'm just going to go ahead and say premium. Last year it was premium too. I don't really know what they could actually fit in here. Again, it could be another Safui banner if they're still going to do more Safui. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be another 1000-year Blood War banner. Again, we don't know how KLab are going to release these anime 1000-year Blood War banners. Are they going to be back-to-back? Could we get mid-month 1000-year Blood War banners? We won't know until the time does come, but for May end of month, I'm just going to guess premium. And then that leads us to June. Now, June end of month, for starters, has traditionally always been swimsuits. I think that's the most likely guess here. I don't see that changing this year, but do remember is that Burn the Witch was announced to be coming out in 2023. It's currently unknown when this banner could come out, but my guess is going to be within the first 6 months of 2023. Normally, a Burn the Witch banner, it's always going to be a mid-month banner, right? So any mid-month from January to June, I think is most likely going to be a Burn the Witch banner, but I'm hoping it's mid-month of June because it means we could potentially get a, Burn the Witch version of Nini and Noelle in swimsuits. It's something that a lot of us have been kind of like hyping ourselves up for, because there was the recent figures announced for, Nini and Noelle that isn't really connected to BBS, but the fact that that exists and the fact that KLab are showing that they can give us Nini and Noelle in a seasonal outfit, swimsuits would be a way for KLab to bait a lot of people into summoning right before Anniversary. Anniversary is July, so keep that in mind. And usually the last bait before Anniversary is a swimsuit banner. If they do a swimsuit Burn the Witch banner, that is the best way to get people to spend their orbs right before an anniversary, because Burn the Witch characters are some of the rarest characters in the entire game, and at the same time, they're also some of the better characters in the entire game upon release. So having a banner like that a month before Anniversary is probably the best way to get people summoning their anniversary orbs. Because I would say after end of April, that is the time that I start preparing and start saving for the anniversary, and the only thing that's going to make me spend my orbs is a Burn the Witch banner. So my guess is that Burn the Witch is going to come out in June. At the same time, coincidentally, it also potentially lines up with the 6 months character development schedule. KLab announced the characters at the end of 2022, and then they released 6 months later for the mid-month of June. But at the same time, just to throw this out there, if it's not going to be swimsuit Nini and Noelle for the mid-month of June, it could be a Valentine's-themed Nini and Noelle for the middle of February. So keep your eye out on February. June or February, those are the 2 months I think are most likely to drop Burn the Witch Round 4. Then, of course, we go into July. This is going to be our anniversary month. July 23rd is when we are going to get part 1 of the anniversary, giving us our anniversary characters. And, of course, they are going to be worth summoning on. Whether it's 1, 2, or 3 characters, we don't know. But we are going to get our first teaser for the anniversary June 22nd, which is a while away, but again, never bad thing to say for an anniversary. And the reason why this is quite a tough month, especially on everyone's orbs, is because, again, July 23rd is the anniversary characters, but then a week later, we get part 2 of the anniversary, and most of the time, it's going to be, again, a limited banner. Last year, it was 1,000 Year Blood War. The year before that was Spirits Are Fair With You. So I think the most likely outcome here, again, is that it's going to be another 1,000 Year Blood War banner. Don't know who the characters will be, but I'm pretty confident the month will end with 1,000 Year Blood War. At the same time, this is also when Core 2 of 1,000 Year Blood War does start. So that's something to keep in mind too. For August mid-month, again, probably going to be another premium banner, but then we have our first question mark, because quite frankly, I have no idea what this is going to be. At this point in time, the anime is going to be airing, and if they do what they did last year, giving us premium end-of-month banners related to characters that are appearing in the episodes, they could do that again, but August end-of-month is traditionally like the final part to the anniversary. Last year was Safwi, the year before that was actually a seasonal banner, so it wasn't that good, and the year before that was actually Confit on World, so this could end up being another premium banner, or it could end up being another seasonal banner, maybe something that we haven't seen before. I'm not really too sure, but end of August really can be anything. September, my guess is that it's going to be another premium mid-month with a 1,000 Year Blood War banner to end off the month. Reason for that is because I think they don't want to, shower us with 1,000 Year Blood War banners, but September end of month does have to be something kind of exciting, I would like to think at the very least. So assuming that we're not getting another Burn the Witch banner, assuming that Safwi is done, I think the only thing they can do here is give us a 1,000 Year Blood War banner. October last year was actually just a full premium banner, so we could see the same thing here, premium mid-month, premium end of month, but I kind of just put Halloween for the sake of it because I do want to see a Halloween banner in the month of October. Whether it's mid-month or end of month, I'm just hoping it actually appears this time. Maybe Caleb saw our complaints last year for the fact there was no Halloween-themed banner, and maybe they're going to treat us this year and finally give us what we've been asking for. For November, I think it might just be a premium month. I'm kind of curious, though, if we're going to get another Reimagine. November last year, we got the reimagined version of Okiura. It was a full Okiura banner, and there's been a lot of speculation now that we might get something similar with Quincy Ichigo, for example, and then maybe at the same time give us a remake of Mugetsu and also Full Hollow Ichigo. That could potentially happen, and that could happen anytime, I believe, near the end of the year. Maybe November is the time for that to happen, similar to what happened last year with Okiura. So that's definitely a possibility, but again, currently unknown, and that takes us into December. Mid-month December is always going to be the Christmas banner, and then end of year is most likely going to wrap up with a 1,000 Year Blood War banner. I don't see Safwi, even if we do get more rounds, continuing throughout the entire year. That has to wrap up eventually, and of course end of year is always going to give us a limited banner, or if they can't, they're going to give us something similar to Quincy Ichigo like we did get back in 2019. But there'd be no reason at that point for them to not give us 1,000 Year Blood War, because they would be working on the characters at that point, so they could easily do it. And maybe at this point they can start giving us characters based on Core 2. That's definitely a possibility, but I think the most likely outcome here is that the end of the year for 2023 is going to end with 1,000 Year Blood War. But with that said, that is basically my prediction schedule for the year 2023. We're most likely going to get a few of these wrong, but this is mostly just here to serve as the reminder of when to expect certain banners. April end of month, I think it's going to be a very big banner. July, of course, is going to be an amazing month for BBS with the anniversary. Burn the Witch round 4, assuming it's going to be Nini and Noelle in a seasonal outfit. Mid-month of February and March are going to be the most likely chance for us to get that particular banner. And I guess September and December are the most likely months to feature another 1,000 Year Blood War banner. But again, with the anime officially underway, Core 2 starting in July, Core 1 being long done, Caleb can give us a bunch of 1,000 Year Blood War banners in any month, really. We have no idea how Caleb planned to release these new set of 1,000 Year Blood War characters based on the anime. But that's just my opinion on how the year might turn out. I'm probably going to be wrong, and I'll gladly be wrong. I like to be surprised. Even though I do a lot of predictions, I do like to be wrong, and I do like to be surprised, so I never complain about being wrong. But either way, this, again, video was just to serve as a discussion on when you should potentially be saving your orbs, and what banners should you be potentially pulling on, obviously, in the year 2023. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace.